whole lot of comic books came out this week. Let me show you what I got. First up is Batman issue number 46, The Gift from the Future. Booster Gold really messed up. He tried to give Batman a gift, which was to let his parents be alive for a brief period of time, thinking that Batman would subconsciously want to go back to being Batman because everything happens for a reason or something to that effect. More so alluding to a Superman story where the same kind of thing happened where Krypton wasn't destroyed. It was also made into a Justice League Unlimited episode as well. But now everything is topsy-turvy. Catwoman's a psychopath herself, and Booster, he's somewhat kind of losing it. Honestly, it is a good story, and I do like it though. Action Comics Special issue number 1. Still reeling from Action Comics issue number 1000. This story has a couple other stories. It didn't seem like it made it into that issue. I won't go through all of the stories, but one of them that I particularly liked has a future older Lex Luthor coming back into the past to try to kill Superman. This story was written by Dan Jurgens, and I think he did a great job of it too. It doesn't lead directly into the next series of Superman that's coming out, but the next issue that I want to talk about is DC Nation issue number 0. This has 3 different stories taking place, but the one that I particularly liked more than all the others was the Joker story. Somehow or another, Joker knows that Batman and Catwoman are getting married, or at least Batman is getting married. And he's waiting at a random house for someone to get an invitation to go to the wedding, which that in itself is insane, but then again, it is the Joker. It's a really creepy issue, but it does show how insane the Joker is. There's also a mini story that's leading into the No Justice storyline, the big event that's going to be happening with DC soon, which honestly, it's just more like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll read it. The Hunt for Wolverine issue number 1, Weapon Lost. I'm sure everyone is aware of this, but Wolverine in the comic books was dead for a period of time, but he has returned. Although many people are not aware that he's returned back. However, Daredevil's on the case, and he's enlisting the aid of Misty Knight and Cypher. I know Cypher is somewhat like a useless mutant, or at least that's what he's known for, but his ability to communicate with anything and know every language and all that stuff, it does come into play here and there, at least not in the front, but more in the background. And although I am somewhat interested in finding out about Wolverine and what happened to him, at the same time, I'm also like, yeah, okay, let's just get on with this. Infinity Countdown issue number 3, because there's not enough Infinity stories to go around. You can't tell, but that was sarcasm. The Infinity Stones are at play again in the Marvel comic book universe. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the cinematic universe with Infinity War going on. One more time, sarcasm. Adam Warlock is in this story, and he's trying to get back the Soul Stone, which happens to be in the possession of Ultron. And Ultron has somehow Ultronized the Silver Surfer. I guess that's the only way I can state that. So you know, things really just aren't going well at all in this. Oh yeah, Groot can talk again, so that's kind of cool. X-Men Gold issue number 27, Till Death Do Us Part, Part 2. Colossus has been kidnapped, and his blood is going to be used to recreate the legacy virus to kill off all the mutants on the planet. Luckily, his future wife, Kitty Pryde, has arranged for the X-Men to come rescue him. Still though, this is a touchy subject, being that the legacy virus is something that really hasn't been put in play for some time since it's been cured. In fact, Colossus is the reason why the cure exists to begin with. So this is a good story if you take out the whole wedding aspect of it, which that part I don't care about. Finally, the last book I had a chance to read this week was The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, issue number 1. Yes, it is being rebooted to issue number 1 again. Many comic book people out there are so over the idea of restarting a series back to issue number 1 again. Both the major companies of DC Comics and Marvel does it, but Marvel seems to do it a bit more often. With that being said, this first issue starting up the new storyline was somewhat more interesting than I was giving it credit for. The plot begins a million years into the past where there was another team of Avengers that existed. This includes Odin, the Phoenix Force, the first Sorcerer Supreme, the Black Panther of that time, the Ghost Rider of that time, the Star Brand, and we also had an Iron Fist. And Marvel has previewed this several times throughout the past year, so it is something that I was kind of looking forward to. They're fighting off the Celestials, huge cosmic beings that are coming to Earth. But this is really just to introduce the main storyline that will be taking place in present day. Which the Celestials do have a role in this, but it's really just to introduce the main enemy that's going to be a part of this. So it's somewhat like a misdirect where you're thinking one thing is going to happen, but it turns out something else completely different. So I may continue on reading this story just to see how it plays out. But that is my comic load for this week. What did you guys get? Leave comments down below and let me know. With that, you've reached the end of my video. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button if you like this video. Also put on the notifications so you know the future videos are coming out. Check out my Patreon site when you get a chance. Check out my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later.
One who will always win. He's a prominent figure.
I'd probably read a comic book series based on the Avengers from 1 million years ago. It's like the young adventures of Odin and his sometimes kind of sort of girlfriend Phoenix, which we don't even really know who the host is of the Phoenix. We just know it's Phoenix.